Good late morning. I spent too much time on the internet as well today, but I'm trying not to. Oh, I'm gonna go do some work to take my mind off the horrible situation of everything that's going on in the world. Hey, puppy. Oh, do you want to go outside again? Can if you want. Let's see what I can get done today. Oh man. Hold on, puppy. I'll let you. Go pee. Go poo. Oh, just waiting for the phone to start up here downstairs. Oh, fighting tiredness and pain as usual. But at least I'll get some shit done. Hopefully. Went to the food bank yesterday, so it'll be okay till check day. Give me a sec here. It's slow. This phone is very slow. Old, it's slow. Like me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually pretty fast still for an older guy. There we are. I did a short little stream earlier, but it wasn't related to blacksmithing, so I got some cool shit to show you guys that I found. Sec here. Mm, there we go. We're live. Live in the workshop. Awesome. I'll miss these days one day in the future, especially if things are headed the way they're headed. I'll miss my home and I'll miss working in my home. I'll miss my beautiful country if I leave. Come on. I probably am leaving again. But I don't know when. Did you go poo? You're such a good girl. Yeah. I got a lighter on me. Shit, I don't. I burn up some more cardboard and boxes and stuff here. See what we can get done today. Cold's actually nice. It's not too cold out. Hey, you. Oh, I better turn that heater off upstairs. We're going to overheat the place. Short out the breaker. Yeah, I guess I'll work on this hammer first. Finish this dog's head hammer. And, but yeah, I got to keep busy and be on the internet less because it's just depressing. Horrible news everywhere. The direction everything's headed. It's not good. But yeah, let me show you this here. Change of subject. I was looking up those burners. What are they called? Ribbon burners. So you make a piece of metal like this, and then it's got a pipe coming out of it, and you put the propane into it. But before you put the propane into it, you get a blower, right? And then the blower pumps oxygen in, and then you have to use way less pressure. Hopefully, you can hear me. Let me check first, make sure. Hello. Yeah, we're good. Um, so you pump air into it, right? And then you can use way less pressure, way less propane, and you get a more even burn because it burns up the propane more efficiently. So we're out yesterday. We went to that estate sale place, and what did I find? It's a fucking blower motor, and it works. But the diameter is smaller than the ones that the guys are making on YouTube. But it shouldn't matter. So I need to make another forge and then hook this up to it. It's got a speed control too. Old school. I love old school tech. Old school tech is better than modern tech because it's completely analog. Everything. There's no digital involved. But I could even do an experiment with it and see if I could pump in And this looks like pumping oxygen to it, right? Because it's probably the same size as a vacuum hose, right? That's what I'm thinking. Hold on a sec here. I'm going to go upstairs and turn off the heater in case I do any welding. If I do welding and both heaters are going, it'll short out the breaker. I don't have proper power here. Watch out, move. Gotta go upstairs and make some juice. But yeah, I made quite the controversial video this morning, and we'll see if it gets any hits, but I doubt it. I doubt it because pretty much what I've predicted is probably true about certain people. Let's see here. I didn't smoke a joint either. I'm going to try to refrain from weed until at least nighttime, you know what I mean? So that I can have a clearer head. Come on, you. There, and I'm still on the vape, which is good. It's almost a month now. Well, we're getting into the 20-day. Today's the 19th, right? Yeah. So we're getting into almost the 20th day of vaping, so it's good. I think. Sort of. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta swap out tanks. I better go get that new tank. I don't think there's much left in this one. Let me see. No, it's pretty much empty. Turn that off. I do have a flow meter thing that tells you how much propane's left in the actual tank. There's a little bit left in here, but it's not worth even bothering with because it won't keep the forge running. So this is my last tank of propane till next Wednesday. Next Wednesday's check day. Yesterday I hit the food bank and put in my stub. I'm trying to make a go of it here, but it's not looking hopeful for the future because of the people that got elected into power are going to completely ruin our country. Yeah. So I'm not trying to be political, but it's true. Anything I do will be pointless, really. Not pointless. I'm learning stuff from it, but it'll be pointless for success or career or whatever. Knowing that, it's kind of hard to carry on, but I have to carry on. Keep carrying on. Hopefully I can punch through this hammerhead. Oh, puppy. All right. That's heavy. Yeah, I've been watching a lot more blacksmithing videos, learning more shit, more tricks and tips and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, if any of my friends are listening, I do need help getting out of here. If you care about me at all, oops. And you offer, I will take the offer, whatever it is, wherever it is in the United States. I don't care. As long as it's not a really bad, heavily populated area. I need help to get out of here before shit hits the fan. Would be nice because it's about to shit's about to hit the fan here in Canada. I don't know how it's gonna go. Probably go with a whimper, not with a bang. I'll go out with a whimper. Watch out! I gotta open the window. Move. Thank you, good girl. Go on. All right. Should be good. yeah, at the end of the month, I'm going to get Portland cement. There's alumina something. I'm going to get all the ingredients you need to make the fire bricks, and I'm going to make more fire bricks. I'm probably going to rebuild the forge and make it like bigger anyways. At least, let me see how big. At least like 24 by 16 or 18 or something. Big enough that you can put larger objects in there. The blacksmith, but you'll still have the 2 burner option, except it's going to be 2 ribbon burners instead of, you know what I mean? Instead of these regular kind of burners. And I'm going to make both ribbon burners. I'll show you just what I've copied off other YouTubers. Yeah. I'm gonna light this up. Yeah, and I'm just finding it really hard to focus with everything that's going on and how I feel. And, you know what I mean? Oh, did I open the tank? I don't think I turned on the tank. Yeah, I did turn it on. Weird. Weird that it's not on. If I don't blow up. Oh, what the hell? Ooh, that's weird. It's not getting any gas. Whoa. Very strange. I wonder why. Let's hope it doesn't blow up on me. Hopefully it's not a faulty tank. Be the end of all my problems, though, that's for sure. Come on. Light up. There we go. There, should be good. Just might not have been on properly. There. Oh, the fan. Fan on. Just gonna try to punch through the hammerhead with the new thing I made. The hammer eye punch, which is cool. I didn't put any varnish on this though. I will after. I'll give it a hand sand with a piece of sandpaper and then varnish it after I'm done. I showed my mom. She came in here yesterday. Yesterday I was 3 days like sleep deprived, so it was terrible, man. I had to take a sleeping pill. I don't know why either. Just I couldn't sleep for 3 days straight. It was terrible. Just everything that's going on, right? Of course, if that was going on in your country, you'd have trouble sleeping too. Yeah. She's like, "What are these?" I said, "They're fire blankets. They're fireproof." She was like, "Oh, it's cool that you came in and looked, though." She usually doesn't care about anything that I do. She actually took an interest for a minute, so that was cool. Oh, I better turn this off too. Won't need that. You don't need any heat at all when you got the forge going in here. It more than heats up the entire house. Oh, fuck. Yeah, something's going on with the air here. Oh. Shit, come on. Wait, hold on. Probably too much air, maybe. The new burner will work really well. Hopefully. Whoa. Heavy duty. Can't wait to try out these ribbon burners that everyone's been talking about on YouTube. Should up my game. Yeah, the only way I'm probably not leaving to the United States is if some miracle happens and enough people, stand up against what the government's trying to do, and then they don't do it, right? But I can't see anyone stopping them. There's no real opposition to stop them from what they're trying to do. So, again, not trying to be political. It's just hard to deal with what they're about to do. Yeah, I should try it with a vacuum hose. Let me see. I get some extra vacuum hoses around. Gotta find one that'll fit on the back side of this little blower and see if I can blow some into the, see what it does. Anyways, got all kinds of hoses back there. Just need the right one, but it's not the right kind of burner. These all the same? Yeah, these are all the same. Oh, there's my new trays. Oh. We got lots of food though, anyways, till next week. I won't starve, which is cool. Yeah, and I wanted to try forge welding too today. No, there's no hose. The other one might work though. Just try it on blower mode, you know what I mean? See if it works. Which one? Probably that one there. My puppy. Good girl. Yeah, let's try it just for a second. I'll plug it in here. See what it does to see if it heats it up faster. Just an experiment, you know what I mean? Need an end the same size though as this. I'd have to put an end on it. Where's the fittings? Right there, I got some fittings. It's probably a standard plumbing size pipe. It looks like 2-inch pipe. Might be. Yeah, cool. It is. So I need some kind of a 2-inch fitting or bigger to go over that. And then screw it on there and have it come out and go into the air input of the forge. I think these he was saying they use a MIG tip, like a little MIG welder tip on them. They just spray the propane out and then the oxygen comes in through here. So this new type of setup I would be having, it'd be like this thing here. This thing here would be pumping the air in instead of before the propane hits the forge, you know what I mean? Yeah. So next week I'm gonna get all this stuff and make the 2 ribbon burners. I'm gonna take the stove that's in the shed and cut it up with a grinder, weld it outside, everything, and make this like a kind of wide forge with a wide mouth, you know what I mean? And then it'll have a door that slides up and down, or flips open, either or, whatever makes more sense. Probably makes more sense to flip it open, yeah. So I'll make 2 hinges, and then it'll be lined with fire brick material, and then you just shove whatever you're working on in there. If it's a small piece, you can just turn on 1 burner. If it's a big piece, you can turn on 2 burners, and they'll both be ribbon burners too, right? But they'll be going sideways, right, instead. So it'll be wide and short, like not short, but probably like 18 or 16 by 24. And it should be cool. But it's going to take up a lot more room in here. Let's see, where's my tape measure? I could go 18 by 18. I was thinking 18 by 24. 24 is right here, that far, and then out from the wall. 18's right there. Yeah, so you could put it in here, and it would just come out further, right? But it'll be big enough that you can shove, like, once you've bent something, you know what I mean, then it's curled, then it takes up more room. So it'll be good for that if I'm trying to heat up something to work on. And I'll be able to start making some really nice stuff. At least till I either leave or or stay. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And the store is going to let me leave, put knives in there. They're really nice people. They're conservative too, so they're supportive. So is the other store. So 2 stores are going to let me leave my products in there. And hopefully I'll get a lot of customers and stuff. But yeah, I definitely need more fire bricks. That's almost hot enough. I had to change the airflow a bit. Fuck you. Yeah, I definitely want a door that opens and closes because it's a pain in the ass using these to move hot bricks around. I'll probably make a lever, yeah, and it'll just go straight up like a guillotine type door. It'll have 2 hinges on 2 pieces on either side attached to the door, and then one side will have the handle. Then as you lift it up, it just kind of slides in the middle. But it's kind of like a chop saw. Here, I'll show you. All this is heating up. The chop saw's got like a piece of metal on the side with a sliver taken out of it. You know what I mean? So it'll be sort of like that. And when you lift up the door, does that slide in there? No, just the guard moves, but you know what I'm saying. It'll have 2 pieces of metal. When you lift up the door, the pieces of metal will slide or whatever. Actually, you probably don't even need that. You can probably just put 2 arms and just lift it up, right? Lift it up, but then it clicks in place where it stays open for you. That's the goal. Man, I gotta use the bathroom again. They gave me a bunch of cookies and stuff, and I ate them all last night. Even though I got cavities, I had to make sure I brushed my teeth right away. Chocolate cookies, I couldn't resist. I think we're hot enough. Oh yeah, more than hot enough. Oh yeah. This should be easier now. Punching through. I'm gonna try this hammer instead. See how it works. My new hammer. Oh yeah, then flip it around. I gotta remember how to do this. I wish I had gotten it more even though. The tool that I made, but it is what it is. It's as good as I could do. I guess I shouldn't be in too much of a rush because I can always just keep heating it up now with this last tank. More important is to get it symmetrical. Yeah, because my design's a little off. I gotta hammer more towards the straight. If you hammer over here, it wobbles around. Oh yeah, let's drive it in. It's good. But yeah, this is way easier than the way I was doing it. I see why they make this little hammer eye punch tool. Yeah, don't try too hard, just keep heating it up. There, Ford should just start right back up. Yeah, good. Yeah. I probably need to take a piece of this and heat it up and stretch it to fit over that blower. Something I could do while I'm waiting. I need a coupler. Actually, I do have a coupler somewhere. I've just got to find it. It goes from like 2-inch down to smaller. Ooh, can feel the muscles hammering. Not sore. It feels good actually. To beat on something. Better than beating on people. Trust me, right now there's a lot of people I feel like beating on. Especially the government. I just can't believe they're doing what they're doing, but we've been warned. Now, where's that fitting? The coupler. Yeah, I should probably make the hose system before I even get the new burners, you know what I mean? If I can find the damn thing. The coupler. I might have thrown it in a box. Shouldn't take long between cycles now. A little bit more. Yeah, and the little dial on the back of that blower will be the adjustment for the air. Then the propane is just the regulator, right? So it should be okay. They've got all these special, what do they call it, needle valves and all this stuff. I can't afford all that, so I'm just gonna get a metal hose or something and then attach it to a plastic hose or something, and then make like a T. You know, so one hose will be the propane coming in, and the other one will be the air coming in. No, man, I don't add people on Discord. Sorry, I don't go on Discord. I'm not interested in whatever you're trying to sell. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Only interested in real shit, real people, real progress. There you can hear it really spraying the propane. Which way is more gas? This way? I think it's opposite. Yeah, that's less. There. Turn it down lower. So my propane lasts longer. Fuck. Yeah, it kind of feels good being clear-headed. Not high every day. I may quit again. I was never a big weed head. Not really. It's nice once in a while if you're like in pain or something and you're just chilling or playing guitar, but I've been smoking it like every day in the morning and then before I go to bed or afternoon, whatever, evening. There, I turn the regular. I don't even know how much pressure is coming out. Probably enough to heat it up though. But yeah, I'll have the air pressure control will be on the small blower. It's only about this big inside the box. And then I'll use the regulator. And then I'll figure out, get them balanced perfectly and just leave it at that. And that's the setting it'll be on. For one burner, right? If I ever do two burners, I'll have to change it. You know what I mean? So, but I'll probably keep this little forge, and I might even make it smaller. I might make a mini knife forge. You know, just get a piece of metal pipe, and then just when you're heating up a small knife, you know, or even a long knife, it's going to go right on top of the new forge that I make to waste even less propane. So I can just, you know, and then you can just move the nozzle from that thing to the other one. So if I get bored today, you never know. I might go get the wood stove out of there and just cut it up. But I don't have a dolly, so I'd have to flip it end over end out of the shed in the snow, get it close to the house, and then just grind or cut everything. So I need I need two pieces, 24 by 18, or at least 18 by 18. And then the sides, whatever the height is, I'm going to make it. It's not going to be very high. It's going to be kind of like short and wide with a wide mouth opening. There should be more than enough steel out of the old wood stove. Let's see how this is. Oh yeah, that's hot enough. Yeah, you can turn it off in between heats. Because it just turns back on from the heat, you know what I mean? Flip it around. Hopefully this thing doesn't break. The new handle I put on it. It's hard hard to get it just right though with it being crooked. I'll make another one in the future. Another hammer eye punch. Holy fuck, I can feel the heat from here on my hand. Yeah, right there. It's got to be like dead center. I should probably cool it off. I got to get some of that beeswax. I'll just buy a beeswax candle. And then graphite. I don't know where you get graphite from. I'll find some. You could probably just use charcoal, couldn't you? Whoa, something popped off something there. I don't know what. As long as it doesn't stick in there. I'm almost through. Probably just slag flew off. Hopefully. I should be wearing eye protection though. I will next heat. Sorry about that. Oh, it's good physical work though. If I do leave to go to the States, I'm bringing all this blacksmithing gear with me. Oh! So that I can work down there. Make things for people. Barter, yeah, barter, not work. Barter. What's up? Be right back. I gotta go use the can. I'll let Sugar 8. That's good. Choke, move. I know it's a nice spot. You're in the way. Can't get upstairs. I'll be right back. Turn this off for a minute. talking away and the fucking lavalier was off. I didn't want anyone to hear me pooping while I was upstairs. I don't know how many heats this will take. Quite a few, though. Yeah, and I'm making a press, too. A forge press out of a jack. 10-ton jack. Should be cool. Yeah, I'll be able to do this in one shot. When I make the press, I'll be able to just press a button and it'll go press right through it, right? It'll punch right through it, yeah. Oops. Yeah, as long as there's heat still in there, it starts right back up. But I gotta get the air right. Fuck. Gotta get the air perfect. More air is better. That should be right. Sounds right. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I was just watching something funny on Twitter. This guy trolls people in real life, and it's fucking hilarious. I'd like to meet him. He's funny. I'd go troll them with him. Zach. Oh. Turn this on, too. I guess it's easy once it's already hot. It's easy to heat it up more. Someone's coming by because they didn't take my garbage all winter. Actually, all fucking half of summer too. So mice and rats got into the bags. Then finally, the guy said that they would take my garbage. So now I got to get someone to come here with a truck, and it's all in the shed. I got him get him to take. He's got a big truck. We'll just throw all the garbage in his truck and empty it out, and then I got to fix the garbage box. It's got to be leveled out again, and I got to fix the back. There's a few pieces of boards missing. And then they should just come and take the bags that are in there, hopefully. Oh. Not quite. Not yet. Find something to listen to. Oh, it's the other account. Cool. People are following me back though. It's good. On the new account. I'm not streaming to. I checked the other day on the new X account, and it didn't stream to there. It only streamed to my regular one. So I guess it doesn't work trying to stream to two X accounts at once because it almost knows that you're the same person. You know what I mean? So today I'm just streaming to the blacksmithing X account only. It's like perfect in here. The cold air coming in the window, going out there, and the forge going. It's just right. Not too cold, not too hot. Yeah, and after I get this punched through, I'll make a handle. I'm gonna make a fitting for that blower motor, and there's some other shit I gotta do. All kinds of shit. This brick's already falling apart because it's an old fire brick. Yeah, you can do less pressure with more oxygen. Less propane pressure with more oxygen, or more propane pressure with less oxygen, I guess. Oh, they're on a fuel rail. Shit. I won't be able to. I'll have to get a new fuel rail too. A longer one that separates them apart or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, because if I make a 24-inch forge, or even 20-inch, You got the burners are 6 inches each, so that's like 8 inches to 2 inches. And then the other one would have to be 18 to 12. Yeah, 18 to 12, 2 to 8. Then you'd have a 1, 2, 3, 4-inch gap between. That's if I make it 20. If I make it 24, you could go 3. Should be like 9. Nine to 15. Yeah. So it'd be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-inch gap between them. Unless you put them 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'd be 14 and 10. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 inches between. Yeah, that actually makes more sense. Yeah. Then you got to cut square holes in the roof of the forge to put them in. But these fuel rails are only they're 7 apart. So to be from center to center with 4 inches in between, you'd need 6, 3, 4, 13. 10, you need 10 inches apart on the fuel rail. That's 8. This one's only got 8. Or I could buy a Y splitter and just split them into 2 separate. Yeah, get rid of the fuel rail. I'm gonna have to get rid of the fuel rail and make 2 separate, like a little Y fitting that just splits 2 different hoses, one to each burner, and then just leave one shut off completely. It's hot enough. It'll be cool. That's not an immediate concern though, especially not with what's going on. I have to worry about more pressing issues. Getting the fuck out of here. Possibly. How do I get that to stay even? That little pieces of slag are flying off. Almost through. It'd be nice to see that little plug come out for the first time. It's almost there. It's cool. Get in there. Trying to straighten it out. One side's a little crooked. Not quite. All you can do is just keep going back and forth, around and around, until the plug pops out. Oh, fuck! Look at that! Shit, it broke. Damn, man, that sucks. Oh. I guess when I heated the metal, I made it too, it's brittle. That fucking sucks. Damn. I'll have to use the punch the rest of the way. One of these punches. Oh, well. Yeah, that's probably because I just quenched it and I didn't. Yeah, it just broke. Look at the crystalline structure. So I should have normalized it or something. God, that sucks, man. All that work for nothing. Uh, but I got the old punch, so I still got this one. This will drive it through. Better get my glasses ready too. Fuck, that sucks, man. Probably what I should have done is thrown it in the toaster oven for an hour to normalize it. Whatever they call it. Temper it, yeah. So it's too brittle. I made it too hard. That's why it snapped. So now I need another piece of metal to make another punch. Fuck. Oh well. I'm still learning. 12-12, look at that. As soon as I look at the phone. That's that pattern I've been seeing. 1-1-1. 2-2-2. 3-3-3. 4-4-4. Well, that sucks, man. Music. What's this? I don't know why it does that. It's weird. Very cool. I'm gonna check in that box for fittings. See if I can find the fitting for the air hose. Which one is it? Oh! That's cool, man. Organ music. 60s. I like it. Oh. Looking for this little gray fitting, 2-inch to 1.5 or something. Yeah, it's not in there either. Oh. It fell off here. Huh. This is trip, this music. I think it's hot enough. My brick's broken already. Fuck. Of course. It's gonna be harder now. It's just the punch. Hope my hammer doesn't break too like that. That would suck. I don't think so. Almost through too. Yeah, that's it. From now on, I'm normalizing and all that, or tempering, especially if it's a tool. I don't want that to happen again. I didn't think it would happen. Might happen to the hammer too. Possibly. Oh, well, that's how you learn. Make mistakes. I asked AI, that was a mistake. It's like, no, you don't need to do it. This is getting it more even anyways. It's gonna make a nice little hammer. Yeah, this one I'm making, I'll have to normalize it or whatever, temper it. So at least an hour in the fucking toaster oven. It's almost through. So close to through. Funky. Oh, that's my bluesy, groovy rock playlist. Yeah, I guess for now I'll probably just weld I'll just weld a rod onto that punch. And that's how I'll use it for a handle. Instead of making another one for now. Until next month. I don't want to go through all that all over again. I got another wood splitter wedge too. But I should keep at least one of them. Or I could turn this axe head, yeah. I could turn this into a punch. Or if I find a mini hatchet. I got a mini hatchet around here somewhere. That might work as well. Couldn't find the fitting I was looking for. The plumbing fitting. Oh, I hate when it does that. Why does it do that? Maybe it catches a breeze, too much oxygen, and then just starts farting out. I have no idea. Someone might know. Maybe it's in this box. Nope. It's an old tripod. What is this? Oh, that's that soapstone. Gotta be here somewhere. Almost. Yeah, then once I punch through, I gotta drift it. I don't have a drift really. I could use this as a drift, but I probably won't be able to drift it. I'll probably have to just grind it out with a little grinder. So now, from now on, even when I quench stuff, I'm gonna still have to temper it for an hour at 400 degrees in the toaster oven. Otherwise, it's gonna break just like that. Especially tools. What a fucking waste, man. It sucks. But it is cool to look at the crystalline structure. Very cool. Brittle. Where's the missing piece? I could weld it back together too. Maybe. I don't even know where the missing piece is. Somewhere on the floor, probably. See if I can find it. Nope. Must have flew right off somewhere. All these bolts are coming out. There it is. That's it there. Maybe I could weld it back on. Weld it back on and then heat treat it again and normalize it. possibly. Oh no, it broke in more than one piece. Look, that's not the right piece. I don't think. No, that's it. That's not it. It's another piece somewhere. There it is. There's the piece. Yeah, you think I could fix it by welding it? Maybe. You have to carve a groove all the way along. Or forge weld it. Yeah, I gotta try forge welding today too. Shit. I think it's hot enough. I hope my hammer doesn't break too. That would suck. Oh well. This is actually the other half of the, what you call it? This is the other half of the wedge. The wood splitter wedge, yeah. Sticking a bit. This side needs a lot more. Oh, that's really cool. I like that. That's neat. That's so cool. Oh, that's really awesome. That's awesome. Fuck. Oh yeah, then punch the punch. Fuck, that sucks. Pisses me off. That was a lot of work. I am gonna try to weld it. Take it off the handle, weld it. Even forge, maybe weld it and forge weld it. I might fix it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna block this person. I hate those people. Except the handle will be no good anymore either. I'd have to shorten the handle too, just like I did with the hammer. This hammer here. Yeah, that's diminished. It's funky. I don't know why it broke. No way that's coming off. Not without taking the wedge out. Oh, still showing that stupid comment on there. Fucking idiots. Every day. Every day, spam, spam, spam. No reaching anybody in real life, but other people seem to be able to reach all this help and support. And like I said, digital prison, man. By design. Yeah, both hammers could break too. Oh no, that one I just made a new handle. This one I did reforge the shape completely, so it could end up breaking if I'm not careful. I'm getting more steel anyways. Not quite. Fuck, that's a real bummer. This one looks like this. Organ Mania. I like it. You're gonna need a little bit more propane. Yeah, about there. When this one's empty, I'll have 3 empty tanks. 3 tanks a month should be okay, I guess. I hope. Ooh, look at cracks here too, see? No, there's no fixing this thing. See the crack in the handle? Or right there on the metal? Too brittle. Too tempered. Too much hardening. Oh well. Hey, I could get it off there. Just by breaking it. Yeah, there it goes. That's a good solution. Ow! I'll put the vise into it. Bust it right off. Fucker. Ah, it sucks. Lesson learned. Never again. Put it this way. That's fucking crazy. There we go. Ha! Broke so easily. See, so metal can be too hard. It's gotta be just right. Hard, but not too hard. So you do have to temper it after. Otherwise, the knives that you make would break too, right? There. And I'll just reuse the handle. I might have to make a whole other handle. Ooh. Sounds like Cuban music or something. South American music. That is so cool. AI is getting really trippy. Come on. That's a trip. Takes a lot to get through. Try to keep tempo. This side needs a lot more. Oh, this side's deeper, see? That side's not as deep. Almost. Man, that's groovy. Groovy shit. I should share it. Share it on Twitter. The new Twitter. Might delete my other one. There. Love it. Oh. Yeah, now I gotta find another piece of steel to make a punch. And punch through it. More steel to make a punch and punch through it. And temper it properly. So it doesn't break like that one did. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep that for an example. To show people. Always temper your steel. Or this happens. Where's the rest of it? It went flying. Ah, there it is. Yeah, and that could happen to anything, an axe, a knife. Where the hell did it go? Just fell on the ground. I just heard it. I gotta clean up in here too. Trying to find the piece. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there. That'll be a good YouTube post. What happens if you don't temper your steel? Yeah, shorts. What happens if you don't temper your steel? It becomes too brittle. The crystal structure is so cool, though. Look at it. Fucking awesome. Yeah, it changes. The molecular structure changes while you're doing this a bunch of times. When you heat it, when you cool it down, when you quench it. Oh well. Fucking, what do you call it? I'm gonna be not normalizing, tempering. I'm gonna temper everything I make from now on. Because of that. Fuck that shit. That was a valuable lesson. Almost. This is bending a bit too. This shouldn't break though because it hasn't been tempered. Hasn't been tempered or normalized or not normalized. You know what I mean? Hasn't been tempered or heat treated. It should work. But you can see it bending here. Bending at the top. It's going sideways. And the head's getting more and more mushroom. That's a lot of force, right? Me hitting it. The tip's even bending a bit. Wow, look at it. It's bending downwards. Toaster oven's upstairs though. This is cool shit, man. This music. I love it. It's about to come out. Really bending though. Come on, pop out. It's unreal how much force it takes. That's why I need that press. I just puncture through it. Almost. Come on. I guess the drifting just makes sure that it's the same diameter the whole way through. So close. I think this is another antique piece of steel. Oops. It's almost halfway through now, see? It's like on the verge of popping out. It's close. Close, but no cigar. Wow. Hurt my fingers a bit though. Wonder if I can take a video at the same time. All right, this is what happens when you don't temper your steel after quenching. Really sucks because that hammer punch tool that I made, it just snapped. The end broke off, and then I broke the rest of it. So lesson learned. I'll upload it to Shorts. I'm going to pause this for a second. There, just had to pause it for a second. What do I put on here? Yeah, public. Oh, you can only make so many hashtags. There we go, upload. Cool. That would be cool with the organ music in the background too. Pretty epic. Oh. It's cool. I like this music. I am gonna smoke a joint though. It'll make the music even better. Not quite. Not yet. Well, you know what does that? Probably a gust of air. Sharpen it up so I can punch through quicker. Hopefully. Sounds like the first song again. That's hot enough. Hopefully it goes through. Oh, that went really far. You can feel it going in. So close. It's cool. It sounds like movie music. Come on. Come on. Probably going to take one or two more times. Maybe. So close. This thing's really bending. So close. Come on. Fucking glasses. I hate glasses. Oops. So close. I'm almost through it. But yeah, so once I get through it, I'm gonna clean out the hole, make it even, and then shape the head, shape the hammer head, and then I'm gonna heat it again, quench it, and then this time I'm gonna temper it in a little toaster oven for half an hour twice at 400 degrees. Whatever the temperature they tell you, you got to put it at. And then it should be okay. It shouldn't bust like that one busted. But my other hammer may bust. The big rounding hammer. Where'd it go? Right here. Yeah, this might break as well. I don't know. Depends on what temperature it was at after I quenched it and how long it stayed at that temperature. I mean, like so far it's holding out, but it could crack at any time. Sucks. I got this other hammer I could turn into something too, but it needs the handle, the metal handle removed, so you can forge it into something. You know what I mean? So far, this is my best hammer, except it's kind of coming off. That's so cool. I love it. It's like somebody sneaking up in a movie scene, you know? Sneaking up, picking a door lock. Secret agent. Oh, I know what I can do with those. I can disconnect the fuel rail and put two hoses. Keep the fuel rail. Just two short propane hoses would do it. Yeah, because these just unscrew at the top. That's where that little nozzle probably is too. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I can see it. The little nozzle shooting the propane down in there, mixing with air. That's the only reason this works. The other one's completely closed valve. Yeah, so I'll just need two little propane hoses. Tiny ones. Split it. Probably, I might need the needle valve. Oops. What the fuck, man? Unreal. Fucking stupid phone, man. Idiots. Gonna start up or what? Fucking stupid thing. Oh my god, hurry up. Fuck. Come on. Jesus Christ. Sorry, phone died. I think it joined the same stream though, hopefully. Hold on, this fucking stupid tripod's fucking up. There we go. I know, it might have started a whole new stream. Shit. Hope not. Oh no, that's right, I banned those guys. Man, I'm gonna go have another coffee and smoke a joint. Almost. Well, it's pretty hot. It's like Mexican music. Mexican organ music. Oh yeah. Should be through by now. Okay. Come on. Oh yeah. So close. Through. Oh, it broke. Great. Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke a joint. Shitty. Pieces are stuck in there too. Fuck. Get out of there. Oh, good, they fell out. They were stuck in there. Yeah, I'm gonna go take a break. I'm almost through it. The punch is bending quite a bit. Smoke a joint. Maybe have another coffee, maybe not. I don't know. Too much coffee makes me tired. I gotta refill this vape. Yeah, I want to watch a Niels Ogren video because he made an axe. He made some stuff and then he had it red hot. Then he just let it cool down. Like he quenched it, but then he heated it up again to a certain temperature and he just left it on like the drift and he just let it cool off naturally and it seemed to work enough because it probably takes about an hour to cool off anyways, right? So I don't know. At least I got the pieces out of there. Where are they? Oh, they're right here. Little pieces in there. So my punch is broken now too. So it was brittle, I guess. See that? Damn. Yeah, let's go smoke a joint. Leave the window open, I guess. Watch out. Move. I got my phone. Oh, I'm almost out of weed. The weed I got left has to last till Wednesday. Oh. Just got lots of food though. One good thing. Oh. I do like live streaming. It's too bad they don't. It's too bad they have me in a digital prison, where I can't reach out to anybody. Seems like. I mean, the people that find me, they find me, but they're preventing me finding people. That's for sure. Oh. Let's see here. Ooh, hot, sweaty. Computer's overheating again too. Okay. What was it called? Normalizing, tempering, and normalizing heat treating and tempering. Need a refresher course here. Isn't that it, tempering? Yeah. I'm going to look up Niels Ogren. I trust him the most. Tools and process heat treating. Oh, Niels Provost. There's a different Niels. Niels. I'm just trying to learn.
Welcome to Tools and Process, a new series of short videos in which I will talk about the tools I use and my process for accomplishing certain goals. Today I will cover some aspects of heat treating. Heat treating is the process of hardening carbon steel to specific hardness. It requires heat and controlled cooling of the steel. My heat source for long swords is an even heat KF45 electric kiln. For smaller knives, I normally use the forge to bring the steel up to critical temperature. As preparation, I remove all vertical grinder marks from swords by draw filing. Another important tip is that the sword needs to be on its edge instead of lying on the floor. You
don't need a big fancy oven like this that costs thousands of dollars though. You can use a toaster oven or a regular oven, as long as it stays at the temperature after quenching. So yeah, that's the problem. I didn't temper it, I guess.
Sword on the floor of the kiln leads to uneven heating and warping of the blade. Since my high carbon steel is 1075, I programmed the Ramp Master to bring the temperature to 1500 Fahrenheit, that's 815 Celsius, and hold it there for 6 minutes. To find the critical temperature of high carbon steels, you need to refer to a table that you can often find on the internet. Curiously, when searching for 1075, you will find at least 4 different temperatures, and 3 of them are completely wrong. The first step in my heat treating regime is to normalize the blade. Since steel is in crystal form, the repeated heating in the forge causes the steel to form larger and larger grains that make it brittle.
Yeah, that's what just
slowly
happened.
cooling it down.
That's what just happened to me when it broke like that. It just shattered into pieces. Well, one piece came off, but it was also shattered around the handle. Wherever there was stress.
From its critical temperature reduces the size of these grains. This is also a good opportunity to check for warping, which may occur when the bevels have been ground unevenly. I was also hoping to show you some recalescence, which happens right when the carbon in the iron matrix transitions from austenite to ferrite. That transition releases visible heat. You have to check my spear video where you can see that clearly. Here, I unfortunately stepped into the video. The next step after normalizing is hardening the blade.
Okay.
Steel can only be hardened when it has enough carbon content. Generally, the more carbon, the harder you can make the steel. As I had mentioned before,
I don't get it. You got to do all this before you fucking quench it, and he's not explaining things very well. Because when you're heating up and forging it, you're normalizing it anyways, because you know what I mean. It's cooling off. You're heating it and it's cooling off naturally every time. So I don't know.
The steel is a crystal form, and the position of the carbon in the iron matrix determines the hardness of the steel. There are 3 carbon arrangements you should be aware of: ferrite, which is soft, martensite, which is hard, and austenite, which is the carbon arrangement when the steel is at critical temperature. When working with pattern welded steel, the pattern becomes visible under heat due to color differences and oxidization, as you can see for the sword here. Now it's time to heat the blade back up to critical temperature and then quench it quickly in a high-speed quenching oil. The oil will cool the blade down rapidly and cause the austenite to convert to the hard martensite. When quenching in oil, I always wear full face protection.
815 degrees Celsius. I should screenshot that so I remember. So the normalizing's before you quench it, and then the tempering's after you quench it. I'll throw it in my Telegram.
To the hard martensite.
Well, when it's going red, orange, or white hot, it's pretty much the right temperature for quenching. So that's not a problem. You just do that with the forge. But it's afterwards what you do, after you've quenched it. That's what matters.
When quenching in oil, I always wear full face protection. If the oil gets too hot, it can rapidly ignite and flames can spurt up into your face. Before quenching the blade, I quickly check it with a magnet to verify that it is no longer magnetic. When I insert the blade, I also move it up and down vertically to prevent a rapid transition of hardness in the tank. Coming back to the quenching oil, I'm using Parks 50, which is a high flash point, and my quenching tank is also large enough so that the whole tank does not become too hot. Other oils with lower flash points are much more dangerous to use, so be careful.
Vegetable oil. Like what I did. Put it in used vegetable oil. Not this one that broke, but the hammer I did. I quenched it 2 different times. But it's probably going to break too, the blacksmithing hammer I made. Unless I take it off the handle and re-quench it and then temper it.
After quenching, the blade is brittle, but the pattern so much more visible. If the blade has been ground unevenly, heated unevenly, or quenched unevenly, it may develop a warp and as a result may no longer be straight. However, I will show you a trick that you can use during tempering to straighten the blade. Before we go there, let's quickly check the hardness with a file. On the hard part of the blade, the file will skid, and on the unhardened parts it will bite. In this particular case, I think the blade could have been harder and I should have re-quenched it. However, if you listen to the noise the file is making, you will hear that it somewhat skids on the blade but bites on the tang.
Okay. Oh, doobie.
The quenching process should have brought the blade to maximum hardness. Tempering reduces the hardness but increases toughness. Since my blade developed a slight bend, let me show you the trick for making it straight again.
Yeah, so see what he just said there? Yeah. When you tempering it makes it hard, but then I gotta remember these words: normalizing, quenching, and then tempering. Tempering makes it a little less hard.
I clamp it to a thick rectangular bar of steel and hold the whole contraption at tempering temperatures for about 60 minutes. The final hardness is determined by the tempering temperature and is different for each steel. For swords, I usually temper around 600 Fahrenheit, and for knives usually somewhere around 400.
Okay, 400 Celsius you can get out of a toaster oven, but not 600. I think you get 400, and I'm not sure how much.
That's 315 Celsius and 200 Celsius respectively. After tempering, the blade is no longer brittle.
I don't even know what kinds of steel I'm using on these tools, so I don't know what temperature to temper them at. Yeah.
And ready to receive some abuse.
Need a way of figuring out which types of steel.
That's about it for now. However, Tools and Process will come back to heat treating at some point, and I will show you how to heat treat in a forge even when the forge is too short for the blade. If there are tools and processes you would like me to explain...
Okay, that's only 316 degrees Celsius. Okay.
Please let me know in the comments. These videos are not meant to give a complete explanation of everything, but each one will highlight some interesting experience.
I'm going to have to print out a chart that tells me the temperatures in Celsius, because we use Celsius here. And then that should help.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to my channel.
Sharing links to my videos on social networks is appreciated as well.
I'm a Scandinavian.
As always, many thanks to my patrons. If you would like to join the Patreon community, follow the link in the video.
I was hoping Nils Ogren would have a video. I don't see any. I normalized my knife 3 times and I was wrong. What's this?
This video is sponsored by the following people. Please click the links in the description below.
If you don't go right high, they can't get too big. And this is another myth that I want to bust. I just do not believe.
Hold on, I want to see if my video uploaded. It was only short. Shorts. Yeah, it did. Cool. Here, we'll see how it turned out. Oops. All right, this is what happens when you don't temper your steel after quenching. Really sucks because that hammer punch tool that I made, it just snapped. The end broke off, and then I broke the rest of it. So lesson learned. All right, this is. The music sounds cool in the background. I get some comments. No comments. It's just okay. That's depressing, man. That's disheartening. But I'm not gonna let it like ruin everything for me. You know what I mean? It just sucks. It sucks. Failures though teach you, right?
Believe it's ever necessary to normalize a piece of material more than once. One time only.
Yeah, some of these guys are saying you gotta like heat it up and then let it cool off 3 times before you even temper or quench it. You know what I mean? And then other people are saying you gotta fucking temper it a bunch of times after heat treating it. I just want like, you know, the simplest, easiest way to do it.
I'm Graham Clark. I'm a metallurgist by profession, and I run Clark Knives in rural Wiltshire.
Okay, so he's a metallurgist, yeah. I know he said metallurgist. You're a metallurgist.
Where we run knife making courses, and we also run a heat treatment service for knife.
Hold on, go back here. See that forge?
Time I'm Graham Clark. I'm a metallurgist by profession, and I run Clark Knives in rural Wiltshire, where we run knife making courses. And
right there, yeah. That's what I want to build, something more like that. A big rectangle box. but not with a big wide opening like that, like narrower, shorter. Yeah, not as tall. Just change the volume of height, you know what I mean, to a narrow slit. I don't know how big, maybe 6 inches maximum ceiling height inside the forge, right? Then you'll get things hotter because the burner's closer to the metal and closer to the bottom. But I don't know what size to make it. I'll have to look up common forge sizes.
And we also run a heat treatment service for knife makers, and we make Damascus steel billets, which we sell out to other knife makers.
Okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Yeah, like that. See that forge there?
Steel billets, which we sell out to other knife
Yeah, what that
makers.
one's called. That one there. Yeah, more like that. That's what I want. With a door that you can close, though, easily. And then you'd be able to put whatever you want in there. He's using ribbon burners, it looks like.
I think it's an old story. Steel has been around for quite a while. There were people making steel knives and swords and blades 1,000 years ago, but they didn't understand metallurgy. Metallurgy hadn't been discovered, as it were,
Metallurgy.
all those years ago. But what
It's so hard to hear him say metallurgy. It's metallurgy, but I guess that's the way they say it in England. God damn it. Hold on.
blacksmith did know, if they had a piece of steel that had a bit of carbon in it, they could dunk that steel into a bucket of water when it was red hot and it would come hard, and that's how they made something with a nice sharp edge. What they also knew was that it didn't always work, because sometimes it would come nice and hard, and then when they started using it, it would snap in half, and other
like my
times it
fingers
didn't.
did.
And then they discovered that, well, okay, they
This is perfect. This is what I needed to hear.
finished forging something. So let's take a sword now for an example. He's made his nice sword, he's hammered it all out to shape. What he then discovered was he has to let it cool down, put it back in his fire, get it up to a nice cherry red, and you might be pushing it through those coals backwards and forwards, and the whole thing's a nice cherry red, takes it out and lets it cool down again. Then he heats it up a second time, gets it to a nice cherry red, whoof, into the water, and the thing comes up nice and hard, and it makes a damn good sword. And he said, well, obviously I was doing something to the metal while I was forging it that upset it. When I do that first cooling operation, heating it up and letting it cool down, I'm putting it back into its normal condition, so that when I heat treat it, it comes hard. And I think that's how the name normalizing come round. They started doing that first heat treatment cycle, heat it up, let it cool down, and it put the material back into its normal condition. And then when the blacksmith then hardened it, it came hard, and it was very useful. Now, what we do know now is it's all to do with the size of the crystals. In previous videos, I've explained to you how iron is made up of crystals. Just mix a bit of carbon in there, it becomes steel. Still made up of the same crystals and the same shape. What happens is, as you heat the metal up, it eventually loses magnetism at about 720 something degrees.
Yeah, we checked for that the other day when I quenched something. I put a magnet to it and it wasn't magnetic. It didn't stick.
It was already glowing a bit red by then, and it starts to glow red and gets bigger. Now, it changes into what I call the hot structure.
And the thing that makes this confusing is some people are, he's saying Fahrenheit, some people say Celsius, you know, so you're getting a bunch of different temperatures from different people, you know, because people use different measurement systems for temperature. So Fahrenheit's going to be way more than Celsius.
That's the face center cubic structure. The atoms are on the corners, and there's one in the middle of each face on the cube, and it gets hotter and hotter. Now, as it gets hotter and hotter, those atoms keep moving about. And what happens is there's a mixture of crystal sizes in there. Those tiny crystals, the atoms just sort of move and go and join one of the bigger crystals. So your tiny crystals dissolve is the correct word for it. They actually dissolve, even though it doesn't melt. It's called solid state solution. They dissolve and they move and they join bigger crystals until you get up to the point where the metal melts and the crystals are very big. Now, when you're forging steel, those of you who forge will know there's only two worlds. The hotter you get it, the softer it gets, and the easier it is to shape. Take a piece of ordinary, say a 1080 simple carbon steel. I think you'll find that recognized forging range from material like that is from either 1100 or 1200, 1150 or 1200 degrees maximum, and you must finish forging by the time you get down to 850. Why? Because that's what is called the hot working range. As I said to you, the crystals, as it gets hotter and hotter, the crystals grow. You now put it on an anvil and belt it with a hammer, and you break those crystals up. So therefore, if you break the crystals up, you're starting to stress them, they get smaller, the metal gets harder. Because you're still up in the hot working range, you're up in 800-900 degrees, 1000 degrees, those crystals, you break them up, and the small ones.
Okay, so as soon as it starts to turn red, I need to shove it back in the forge or let it cool down. I guess.
woof, disappear and dissolve back into the big one. Now, if that recrystallization, as it's called, the little ones growing into the bigger one, if that acts faster, then you can break them up, hitting them with a hammer. That's the definition of hot working, because you can keep hammering away. As long as that stays hot, you can keep hammering away. It's nice and soft. You can shape the metal. You're not doing any damage to it. The crystals that you do break up by hitting with your hammer, they dissolve. The little ones dissolve and go back into the big ones. That's the definition of hot work. But some of those crystals are quite big. When you come to heat treat it, if your crystals are too big when you harden it, they're actually so big, obviously they're not this big, but relatively, if they're big and you've got this hard block, all the crystals are lined up in nice little rows. If your crystal is too big and it gets some stress on it, they're not very strong, they crack.
Right.
But if the crystals are small and this one's oriented this way and this one's oriented that way, they're not all in straight rows like that, but this crystal is like that and the next crystal is all like that and the next crystal is all like that. Because they're all in different directions and they're nice and small, then it gives a lot of strength to the material. If you take a spec, an industrial spec on a piece of steel, it will actually give you a grain size that material should be when you come to heat treat it. I'm not going to bore you with the technical detail, but there's a specific size the grains have to be. And if they're too big, then your metal becomes brittle. And I'm sure a lot of you who are blacksmiths will know that, oh, I've heard people say, oh, it's just an occupational risk of blacksmithing, or when you come to harden it, sometimes they crack. If your grain size is too big, they will crack. So you need to normalize it properly.
All right, here we go. Now this is what I need to
So
learn.
now how do you normalize it? How do you get rid of these big grains? Well, you let it cool down. The structure changes from this face center cubic, one on each corner of the crystal, one in the middle of each face, changes over into body center cubic, one on the corner, one in the middle. When you heat it up again, the body's centers change back to face centers, but as they change over, they're all tiny, tiny, tiny. And as you now heat it up, they all grow and they grow. And the little ones dissolve and the bigger ones grow. The biggest size of the biggest ones is controlled by the temperature you get to. If you don't go right high, they can't get too big. And this is another myth that I want to bust. I'm sure I'm going to get people arguing and toss against me. You can toss the argument back to me all you like, and I'm going to fight back, because I just do not believe it's ever necessary to normalize a piece of material more than once. One time only. Oh, I hear the argument. Yeah, I'll do it
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes total sense.
3 times from this temperature, next one a bit lower, next one a bit lower, because that gives me the finest grain size. Well, if your grain size is too fine, it won't harden up properly. If your grain size is too big, it'll harden up nicely, but it'll be brittle. Get your grain size right, and it'll harden up perfectly, and you'll have a nice tough piece of steel. So how do I know what the right grain size is? Well, you actually get a bit scientific. You have to normalise from the right temperature. So first of all, it's got to get cold. Doesn't have to be stone cold. On some fairly high alloy steels, I once used to normalise regularly on a commercial basis. I think we said if it was below 400 degrees for 20 minutes, that was enough. And this was a job where we had to let it cool down and reheat it again as quick as we could. So if you just let your piece of metal stand to one side for a while, it doesn't have to be stone cold, but it has to be pretty cold. And it's been out the fire for 15, 20 minutes, you're going to be quite safe. Take it back in. You heat it up until it is, I think the theoretical definition is, you get a hardening temperature given with a material. So you get a piece of 1080 steel, hardening temperature I think is 780 to 800 or 780 to 810. You get a range. That's given in the steel specification. You heat that metal to 30 degrees above the top temperature. So to give you a range, take the top temperature, add 30 degrees, that is your normalizing temperature. And that is the only normalizing temperature you need to know about. Heat it degrees, that is degrees above the top, you get a range. That's given in the steel specification. You heat that metal to 30 degrees above the top temperature. So to give you a range, take the top temperature,
Okay, top temperature of tempering.
add 30 degrees, that is your normalizing temperature. And that is the only normalizing temperature you need to know about. Heat it up to that temperature, let it soak through, let it cool down again. Your grain size will be absolutely spot on.
Huh. That's good.
The difference, there is a difference. That's for your carbon steels. Stainless steels are a bit different, because stainless steels you always harden from well up over 1,000 degrees, and that does control grain size. Sometimes they put a bit of vanadium in there. Yes, the vanadium gives you nice hard carbides. You'll have heard
Vanadium, he's saying, yeah, vanadium.
about that in a previous video, but vanadium also stops grain growth, and they sometimes put a bit of that in there. So if you want to if you have been forging a piece of stainless steel and you want to normalize it, just heat it up to 850, 860 and let it cool down. If you let it cool down in air, it's going to harden up, not harden up fully, but it will harden up a bit, but it will have sorted out all that mixed grain sizes that you've had from forging. Then you can heat the whole thing back up to the correct hardening temperature, quench it, and everything will be okay.
What's his name? Basically, it's the same as what you do to a regular knife.
So that is normalizing. There is absolutely no need to normalize more than once. If you normalize 3 times, what you do on your third normalize will determine what you've got in your steel. And what you've done before that will make no difference at all. Those of you who argue that what
And that makes sense because molecules do whatever they do with a certain temperature of heat, right? So it's the laws of physics. You know what I mean? You're not going to change. Doesn't matter how many times you do it. When it gets to a certain temperature, the crystals have to go a certain way, right?
I get the finest grain size by doing it 3 times, fine. But it's only the last one that determines the fine grain size. And the reason you get it so fine is because your third one you've done at the lowest temperature. So that will give you the finest grain size. You'll have had a coarser grain size from the middle
Lowest temperature for tempering plus 30 degrees.
normalized. And you'll have had a coarser grain size again from your first normalized.
I'm not trust this old guy because the old guys know their shit, right? And he's a metallurgist too, right? So he knows what he's talking about.
The last one that matters, because every time that structure changes from body centered to face centered and back and forth and back and forwards, when it changes and you're heating up from...
So if I had just shoved that piece in the oven for an hour at the basic temperature, it would have been fine. It wouldn't have cracked the way it just did. Probably, most likely.
Body centered to face centered, it goes tiny. And how high you heat it determines how far it gets to. When you're normalizing, you don't have to get the...
See how his door lifted up like that? That's what I want to make. That kind of forge. But only maximum 6 inches high. That's it, no higher. Because most of the things you're making out of metal, you know what I mean? They're more wide or curved or... They're probably not going to be taller than 6 inches.
Whole piece of metal all hot at the same time, like you do when you're hardening. It's the maximum temperature that each piece of steel's got to that controls it. That is your normalizing process, and there's just no argument around that. And you do need...
So for your sword, yeah. So for anything that's longer, you're gonna have to yeah, maybe I should make it 24 inches long by 18 inches wide. That'd make more sense. It'd give me more room in the area there too. Plus you could put a whole sword in it because the sword's like 29 to 36 inches. So if the heat's blasting out the front door, you know what I mean? You're more than likely to get the whole thing hot, right? So, but if you want use less propane, I'm gonna have to shut off one burner and just, you know what I mean? Just use one burner. Maybe even make a divider a slider divider that you can throw in there to make it half the size or something. I don't know. Or you could just put bricks probably halfway. Yeah, maybe I'll make it so the lid just lifts right off. I've been noticing a lot of these guys that are real pros. They make forges where the lid can just lift right off. You weld 2 little handles on it and you know what I mean? I'll make 4 little posts out of bolts or something and then just bolt it on, right? And then when you want to change the inside of it to just use for knives or something smaller, just put 2 bricks across or 3 bricks or whatever. How long is a brick? Can't remember. I think they're like 7.5 inches or something. So if the inside of the forge is like 24 inches long by 18 inches wide, and then you get your fire bricks on the walls, yeah, you probably only need 7, 14, 3 bricks across.
Ideally a temperature controlled furnace. Your next best option is to do it out of your forge, but to have one of these little radiation pyrometers. I've got quite a nice one, and you can shoot at the metal and it will tell you what the temperature is, and that's a pretty good control. Your third best option is to learn your colors. It tells you exactly what color it is by the temperature it is. You can download charts off the internet, which will, if you go...
There we go. Steel heat color chart. All right. That's what I'll do. That's the easiest solution for me. Cheapest. Steel heat color chart. I'll print it out right now. Fuck, that sucks, man. I'm so disappointed in myself for breaking that tool. Oh yeah, there's nice charts right here. Here, I'll show you. Nope, fuck you. You're banned. See ya. Bye. I'm not joining the Hazia or whatever the fuck that is. Or Nesnia. Yeah, I'll print out one of these. Probably this one here. Yeah, that one looks like the best. We'll go to their website. Okay, so it's the dark yellow, bright yellow, orange yellow, orange red, bright red. I can just put the chart right on the wall, right? So here, open image, a new tab. Am I still on it? Yeah, I am. Okay, hold on a second. Turn on the printer. I should use photo paper. Hopefully it prints it all right. Oh man, I'm sore. Very sore. Print. No, I want color. Color, as we say in Canada. Color. Where's the print preview? Color. Oh, I just press print. Damn, hopefully it doesn't print all the pages. I only need one page, the one with the picture. I might have fucked up there. And it's not doing it. It does this printer. Works sometimes and other times it doesn't. I'm going to save the image on the desktop. It's got the right title, yep. And it's a JPEG. That's good. Yeah, I might try to print all the pages that are there. Try this again. File, print, motherfucker. Yes. All pages? No. Pages. 1. Preview. Yeah, it looks pretty good. That'll work. All right, print it. Print it, bitch. There we go. Doing something. And if this doesn't work, I got some photo paper that I haven't used. It's doing something. It's thinking. Blacksmithing color chart of steel. In blacksmithing, you often need to know the temperature of steel you are working on. This is for a variety of reasons, including annealing, hardening, and tempering. This chart gives you the color of the steel and the corresponding temperature in Fahrenheit. Can you judge the temperature of the sword in these two pics? Okay, hold on. The yellow is bright yellow, 2000 degrees. And the one below it is orange. Orange, orange, red. Yeah, see, orange, orange, red. So it would be 1700 to 1600 degrees. Yeah, I got it right. I'm a good student, see? Oh, I printed it out in black and white. Fucker. I'm going to try to print it again. Hold on. Where's the print? File. Print. One page. How do you do preview? Why is it not showing color? Weird. Print. Where does it say color? Oh, right there. Color. Grayscale. No wonder. RGB color. Yep. Print should be good now. Huh. Nice. So I can do this just by eye. Just whatever my eyes are telling me the temperature is. That's awesome. See, there's always a way. Oh, it's still printing out gray. Looks terrible. I'll have to print it again. The colors are dirty or something. They haven't been used in a while, though. She bought the color and the black for the printer, and then it didn't work for her. Then she gave me back the printer. My mom. Check color again. RGB color. Yep. Print. At least the fucking thing's working now. Okay, new sword making tutorial. I take you through the whole process of making a sword, and this one is a good sized sword, really beefy and feels good in the hands. Huh. Just some guy on the internet. Here's another site, but it's the same chart. That one didn't turn out either. It looks all dirty. Fuck, man. They must be really dirty. Try it again. 3 wasted pieces of paper. Color. RGB. Color precision. Normal. Best. Print quality standard. Manual control. Shrink page if necessary to fit borders. Printer features common CD hub size, ink type. I don't know what that stands for. CMYK color. Ink set both. Okay, both, I guess. Huh. It's getting closer though. I think just the head's dirty or something. Unless it does it again. Come on. Now it looks terrible. Doesn't even look like the picture at all. The yellows are all grayed out. Maybe I could do just get rid of the black ink on it. Let me try that. Print. Color. Advanced. Where is it? Normal. Where was that setting? I just seen it. Manual control. Oh, expand. Use maximum page area. Oh, nice. Normal. Ink type. Oh, ink type. Here it is. It says color or black. Let me try this other color setting. CMY color instead of CMKY. Come on. Just wasting my fucking ink and my paper. So I hate it with these fucking printers. They get you no matter what. To spend more money, you know what I mean? And waste your money. The ink's fucking expensive. It's nearly $100. Oh, that looks worse. Way worse. And it stopped printing. While it's printing. And now it's gonna tell me it's run out of color probably, even though it hasn't. Ridiculous. Oh yeah. Oh well, at least I found it, what I'm looking for. Let's go over to back to the old guy.
A nice color printer, you can have those colors next to you. They help. Working with a magnet doesn't always work because it loses magnetism. I think the theoretical temperature is 723. I think your practical temperature, which you'll measure it at, is about 760. That's not always high enough. You sometimes need to go a lot more than that. If you're heat treating a piece of 01 tool steel, you need to be up 840, 850 when you normalize it, let it cool down. That's nearly 100 degrees above when it loses magnetism. It's just a case of getting it right. Okay.
You know, this will probably be the most controversial part of the video, isn't it?
Well, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it does create some discussion because, you talk about bringing intelligent people in. One of the most intelligent people I know is Mr. Google. He knows absolutely everything, but he's not infallible.
Google.
He gets it wrong sometimes,
That's
believe me.
funny.
He does get it wrong sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well
This video is sponsored by the following.
people think the internet has all the truth, but it doesn't. It's just people putting information on the internet. So if the information on the internet's wrong and the majority of people believe it, then fucking so's the information, right? Like you're not going to get true information. So you got to look around quite a bit and listen to a whole bunch of different opinions. And if you see a consistent opinion, then it's probably right, unless everybody's learned wrong, right? So that's the thing, right? Consensus thinking, consensus logic. All right, I'm gonna try to print this again. Fuck, it just looks like shit. I wish I could show you. Actually, I can show you. Hold on. Turn on the webcam here. I'll show you how it turned out. It looks like absolute fucking crap. That's pissing me off. Camera on. And the camera's not turning on. Great. Try turning it off and back on again. Oh, it might not be allowed in the settings. Hold on here. Where's camera? And we're back. My volume's too low, of course. Yeah, here, I'll show you how it turned out. Looks like total shit. Look how it's like green, the yellow. Every single fucking copy. Now it's probably going to tell me, oh, you're out of ink. They do that in the machines, and then you got to go buy more ink, but you're not really out of ink. just the nozzles are dirty or whatever. I mean, I guess I could use it, but those should be like white yellow, and this should be, that's the regular, that's right yellow, but then these reds are off too. It doesn't matter how many fucking copies I made. That was the first one I made, grayscale. It's wrong too. So waste of paper, waste of ink because the printer can't work properly. Fuck. I'm probably gonna like stop for the, just for the afternoon, just have some lunch and fap and a nap, you know. All right. But I'm gonna get through this part first here, and then go make some sandwiches or something. Yeah, he's one of the best there, Nils Ogren. But some of these old guys, holy shit. No, I don't want metal normalizing. I want the whole thing. Here's a better video.
Have you ever wondered why your CNC machine parts need heat treatment? The answer lies in the transformative power of heat treatment, a process that can significantly enhance the performance and durability of metal.
Yeah, every single metal item you see out there in the world that's supposed to be tough has been heat treated, right? And properly. And if it isn't, then it just breaks. Or it's shitty steel. Like low quality.
Components.
There's a lot of low quality steel out there, trust me. Because they know people will buy something. They don't care as long as they got your money. You know what I mean? They don't care if it lasts, like, you know, good steel will last like generations. Like if you have an axe or a hammer or whatever, it'll last like hundreds of years. Literally. It'll last 1,000 years probably. If you kept passing it down to your son and then he passed it to his son and so on and so on. That's what's amazing about metal.
Welcome to Rapid Direct. Today we'll explore the process of heat treatment and how it works.
I'm so tired.
Without further ado, let's get to it.
Probably because I took that tranquilizer last night.
Heat treatment is a controlled process that involves heating and cooling metal components to alter their properties. The primary purpose of heat treatment is to modify the microstructure of the material.
Yeah, the crystal.
This, in turn, affects its hardness, strength, ductility, and other characteristics. This means heat-treated parts.
Every rock and every mineral has crystals, but organic substances don't. Yeah.
Can withstand greater stresses and perform better under demand.
And wood has fibers, right? So it's pretty easy, like geology, you know, that everything that's hard, like a rock or steel, is going to have a crystalline structure.
Conditions. This process can profoundly impact the performance and longevity of various products. To better grasp the significance of heat treatment, let's consider a few examples. Tools like drill bits and cutting blades undergo heat treatment to increase their hardness.
Yeah, they're hard as fuck. If you've ever tried to cut one and turn it into a knife, a saw blade they're hard as hell. They have to be too, because if you're using that blade and it's going at 2,000, let's say 20,000 RPMs, and that fucking flies apart, it'll literally go right into your flesh, right? So very dangerous.
This enables
or it'll fly across the room. Most saw blades most saw blades spin towards you. So when you push the wood through it, you know what I mean? It eats away at because if it spun away from you, it would just pull your hands right through the fucking blade. So it has to spin towards you. But yeah, if a piece of it breaks off and it's flying towards you, it could go right in your head or your eye or whatever. It could kill you. There's been big sawmills that have done that back in the day. And in the old days, there's blades that have flown apart or killed people, flown right off the fucking saw.
Them to withstand repeated use and maintain sharp cutting edges.
So it can be dangerous.
Automotive parts, like engine components and gears, often.
I was cutting some wood. I was doing a carpentry job, and we had the table saw on the front porch. Beautiful old fucking house, right? Historic house. And just a tooth came off of the saw blade, and it flew and hit the window there on their screen door, and their safety glass smashed into a million pieces. And I was like, fuck, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for that. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. Because he told me to cut on the porch, right? So, you know what I'm saying? But neither one of us expected that to happen. And then I dug through the glass and I found the little tooth. And yeah, it was the only time it's ever happened. But it was a fluke, right? Just a total freak accident.
Undergo heat treatment.
Lucky it didn't go in my eye, too, because I was cutting. But when I cut, I keep my head to the side. You know what I mean? I look with my eye, but I keep my head out of the pathway of the the spinning of the saw blade. So if it did break or something flew off, it would just whiz by your head instead of embedding into your head.
To improve their strength and resistance to wear. Now, let's explore the 5 fundamental heat treatment
gonna eat for
techniques
lunch.
that are commonly used to achieve specific material properties. The first one is annealing. It involves heating the
That's softening. So remember, annealing means softening. It's so that you can work the metal either by beating it or grinding it or filing it.
material to a specific temperature and then slowly cooling it to make it softer and more ductile. This process also
So you just bring it up to red hot or white hot, yellow hot, whatever, and then let it cool off on its own naturally, and it should be soft.
improves machinability, making the material easier to shape and form.
Man, am I tired?
Secondly, we have quenching. This is the rapid cooling of the materials to increase their hardness. By carefully controlling the cooling rate, the microstructure of the material can be transformed. This process is known as martensitic transformation. This results in a hard
I'm gonna post this on my channel too, for the other people that are learning, just like me, who might fuck up a knife or a hammer or whatever in the community part channel. Through posts. There we go. Some normalizing. I'll put softening. Softening in brackets. Some normalizing info. Softening. Tempering. Put that in brackets is quenching pretty much. Quenching. Quenching. And tempering. I'll just put final form. Yeah, that sounds right. Form, I spelled it wrong. Form. Brackets. Here we go. I should put the other guy's video on too. There we go.
harder and more brittle state. The third technique is tempering. It is a process that follows quenching, where the material is reheated to a specific temperature and then cooling it.
So I need to memorize this. The normalizing is softening it so you can work it. The quenching it is, what did I call it? Oh no, I did it. I screwed up. Hold on. Quenching, edit. Hold on. I fucked up here. It's because I'm tired. Quenching. Put in brackets. Dunking. Oil or water. Yeah, and some of these steels you have to do them in water or oil. And then tempering. There. Oh, man, am I tired.
It in a controlled manner. This step helps reduce the brittleness introduced by the quenching process while balancing the hardness and toughness.
Then when I get up, I'll try to punch through it some more. But I got to straighten out the. What I should probably do is heat up the punch itself. You know what I mean? And then straighten it out, make it look better, and then quench it and normalize that, and then try to finish on the hammer, right? Yeah.
Of the material to make it more resistant to fractures and ensure optimal performance.
Oh, there's a good part right there. Fuck. Hold on. Get rid of the closed captions. Oh no, they're part of the video. Damn. Can you shut them off? Theater mode. Let's see. No, it doesn't allow you. Hold on here. I'm going to grab a screenshot of this. Good info. Bam.
Of the material to make it more resistant to fractures and ensure optimal performance. The fourth technique is hardening, which involves heating the material to the austenitizing temperature, followed by rapid cooling through quenching to form martensite. It provides a hardened layer to the material's surface to improve wear resistance. This technique is often used for components that require a hard exterior while maintaining a relatively softer and more ductile interior. Finally, there is normalizing. This technique aims to achieve a uniform microstructure and relieve internal stresses in the material. It involves heating the material to a specific temperature and then cooling it in still air. This process improves the overall strength and toughness of the material. Now that we understand the basic techniques, let's walk through the general steps of the heat treatment process. The process begins with preheating, where the material is gradually brought to a specific temperature. This step ensures even heating and prepares the material for the next stages. Once the preheating is complete, the material is heated to a temperature suitable for the desired transformation. The exact temperature depends on the material and the desired outcome. This is followed by the soaking phase. This involves maintaining the material at the desired temperature for a specified period. This allows the internal structure to reach equilibrium, ensuring the desired transformation occurs uniformly throughout the material. After the soaking phase, the material undergoes controlled cooling. The cooling rate is carefully controlled to achieve the desired microstructure and properties. Different cooling methods are employed depending on the material and the desired outcome. It could be air cooling or quenching in specific media like water, oil, or polymer. Once the material has cooled, it undergoes post-treatment processes, including cleaning, inspection, and finishing. These steps ensure the final product meets the required specifications and quality standards. Several factors influence the heat treatment process and its outcome. Let's take a closer look at some of these factors. First, material composition. Different materials respond differently to heat treatment. Their chemical composition is crucial in determining the optimal heat treatment parameters and the resulting properties. Second, heating and cooling rates. The rates at which the material is heated and cooled have a significant impact on its microstructure and properties. Rapid cooling promotes hardness, while slower cooling rates can lead to a softer and more ductile material. Third, temperature control. Precise temperature control is essential throughout the heat treatment process. Accurately measuring and maintaining temperatures ensure consistent results and desired material properties. Fourth, time at temperature. The duration for which the material is held at a specific temperature affects the extent of transformation. Duration for which the material is held at a specific temperature affects the extent of transformation and the resulting microstructure. Fifth, quenching media. The choice of quenching medium, such as water, oil, or polymer, can significantly influence the cooling rate. As a result, it will affect the material's final properties. Each quenching medium offers different cooling characteristics. In summary, heat treatment is a transformative process that can greatly enhance the mechanical properties of metal components. Through various techniques, the microstructure of materials can be modified to achieve desired characteristics. Heat treatment is a vital process in numerous industries, particularly for components that demand exceptional durability and robustness, such as tools, gears, springs, and more. If you're in need of heat-treated parts or comprehensive manufacturing solutions, look no further than Rapid Direct. We provide one-stop manufacturing services, including heat treatment and other machining techniques, and